What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another series review. And today we're going to be reviewing the Animaniacs reboot. Now, I know I've never reviewed the original Animaniacs, and actually, I didn't have that much knowledge about the original Animaniacs when I was younger, anyway, because I really didn't ever watch it. I don't know why. It seems like right up my alley when I was little. Stuff that was like loud and fast paced and in your face and all that. I don't know why, because I loved Tiny Toons when I was little, but this for some reason didn't appeal to me. I don't know why that is. I liked it. I don't. I guess I seen it before when I was younger, but it never like. Cause I didn't. I guess I just didn't like it. I know I just said I liked it, but I don't know why I said that. I didn't really like it for some reason when I was little. But watching this reboot, I really, really enjoy the Animaniacs reboot. Um, Mostly because I like how meta the Animaniacs are. And maybe I relate to this Animaniacs a little more because it's tackling current times and stuff I can actually get. Now, I do know I've seen clips more that I'm older of the original Animaniacs, and there's a bunch of stuff that it tackles that I do get and find funny. And I eventually will go back and watch the original. But for the reboot, is what we're talking about today. Um, it's funny. I do have a thing though that, and I agree with some critics and other things that people have said this. This feels like I feel a lot of people feel like they weren't trying. People just wanted to make a Pinky and the Brain reboot. Um, because but they're like, you got to do the Animaniacs. You can't just do Pinky and the Brain. Um, which is fine. I don't know if that was the thought process, but it kind of feels like that sometimes because the Pinky and the Brain segments do seem to get a lot more. I don't know, like a bigger focus. I don't know why it feels that way. Maybe because it's like it's more narrative feeling instead of like with the Animaniacs. It's very fast paced and very silly and don't get me wrong, the Pinky and the Brain segments are also very silly, but also it does feel very narrative, which I do want to go watch the original series of Pinky and the Brain as well. Now, one thing a lot of people pointed out, the fact that a bunch of characters from the original are not in this, I think that works in the strong suit because I have seen some stuff from them, some clips and stuff like that from the other characters. That from what I've seen, those characters don't really interest to me. They're not as fun as Yakko, Wacko, and Dot and Pinky and the Brain. Um, but they also try to like halfway through the season they start throwing in these kind of like original segments, which is really weird, which I wasn't expecting them to do. I was wondering, like, I thought is Pinky and the Brain gonna show up at this point, or and one of the segments from one of them really reminded me of something from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. If you've seen the show, you probably know what I'm talking about. Um, I don't know why it reminded me of that. I don't know if that was a reference to that or not, but if it was, I don't know. The songs are pretty silly and pretty over the top. My favorite one is probably the reboot song. The What We Missed song was pretty cool. It was kind of funny too. Um, Obviously, there's the political humor, which I usually hate in cartoons and shows and when things tackle serious subjects. But the way the Animaniacs do it, they have fun with it, and I'm okay with that. It's not like when other shows try to do it. It makes you remember, oh yeah, this is something that is bad or crazy or annoying or political or all that or whatever. Um, this is it's like it makes you laugh at those things, which yeah, it tackles a lot of stuff with politics and other things, which I think it does pretty darn well. Especially it pokes fun at Trump quite a few times, and this was written back in 2018. Literally, the show even says it was written back in 2018. So a lot. I don't know. I've heard some people thinking maybe season 2 will tackle the pandemic and everything. I don't think that will, because I'm pretty sure season 2 might have already been written as well. Because maybe in 2019, who knows? I might be wrong. I don't know that. I'm just guessing. I do feel like the Animaniacs could have a whole bunch of jokes about that. But the Animaniacs came back right at the time the world needed them. With all the craziness going on in 2020, we needed the Animaniacs. We needed Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and Pinky and the Brain. We needed them. And the animation, let me get to the animation. The animation is so nice. It's not the best thing ever. It's not, but it still feels, you can tell it's a little different from the original. Not just because of it's updated and it's newer, not as old. But it also still feels the same, which is a really good thing. And the intro is pretty the same with a few alternate lines, which is just this is one of those shows I can't skip the intro. A lot of these shows on streaming services, I'll eventually wind up skipping the intro. Like a lot of the time, I skip when I watch My Little Pony, my favorite animated show. I usually skip the intro, not because I hate the intro or anything. It's just because I've seen it so many times. And there was something about the Animaniacs reboot. I sat through every single theme. And not to mention, the show has 2 themes. That you get the Animaniacs theme, and then when the first Animaniacs segment is done, you get the Pinky and the Brain theme, which I really love. It's really fun and really silly, and I've caught myself singing along to both of them. Sometimes there was one episode where there wasn't a Pinky and the Brain segment, and I don't know why there wasn't a Pinky and the Brain segment. There's a whole. And then there was some where like there are two Animaniacs or the Warner's segments. The show is animated pretty decently, like I already said. It pokes fun at it makes fun of reboots. There's even a whole episode basically dedicated to making fun of Pennywise, which is great because one, this is Warner Brothers, same people, same company, and I'm like, they probably could have called him Pennywise if they wanted to, but I guess to avoid, I don't know, they literally, when they're doing talking about the reboots, they literally name drop, That's So Raven, because it got the reboot of Raven's Home, or that was more of a sequel series, so don't know why they called that a reboot. But they definitely called out DuckTales being a reboot. They also called out Carmen Sandiego, the Blue's Clues reboot, which also I don't technically think is a reboot. I think it's a sequel series. I kind of don't. That's like trying to say Girl Meets World was a reboot of Boy Meets World, which no, it's a continuation basically. Which I kind of, even though this technically is a kind of a reboot, and the show even calls itself a reboot, I don't really. It feels, from what I've seen of the original Animaniacs, it feels about the same. Obviously they could have just plotted this and said it's the new seasons, and not a whole new show. But it's really, but look, Hulu knew what they were doing with this, because the original Animaniacs is on Hulu as well. So Hulu knew what they were doing. I'm really interested to see what season 2 is. I'd have to straight up give this show a 4 out of, maybe a high 3.5, maybe. I did really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. There are some issues, yes. The political humor can only go so far with me. That's probably my main complaint. But thing is that they tackled YouTubers, the freaking weird YouTube videos for kids. They tackled that in an episode. It wasn't a very long segment. They've got there was stuff about self-driving cars in one episode. There's so many things. No one is safe when it comes to the Animaniacs. They make fun of talk shows. They make fun of sports, the Olympics, themselves, and everything. It's so interesting the way they handle this reboot. And I know they did. I found out just the other day that the original creators were not part of this, but you get the original voice actors. I think that's the only people who came back, and Steven Spielberg also came back. But I do want to go back and eventually watch the original series. I don't. I won't. I won't. I probably won't watch all of it and then review it. Because I think there's quite a few seasons. But I'll go back and watch a good bit of the episodes, and then go and review that, and then eventually I'll go and review Pinky and the spinoff Pinky and the Brain series, and then Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain. Which that means I'd probably have to look at Tiny Toons again, which is apparently also getting a reboot, which is so surprising. But I did love Tiny Toons growing up. That I really did. For some reason, I know a few people, including like people like I know, get Tiny Toons and Baby Looney Tunes mixed up. Like some people thought that freaking I think his name's Buster Bunny is his name, is like is a young whatever his name is, I can't even think of his name. Bugs Bunny, which is weird. Same with all the other characters. They're all related to the original Looney Tunes cast. But yeah, this is such a great reboot. I don't know why I went on a little Tiny Toons rant. But yeah, have you guys seen the reboot? What do you guys think about it? I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the comment section. That's all I gotta say for this video, guys. I am extremely tired. I haven't slept. I'm gonna go get some sleep here in a minute, and I'm gonna then when I get up, I'm gonna record the Christmas video for today, and I'm just tired. I was up all night playing video games, and I don't know why I'm explaining all this to you guys. You guys don't care. Alright, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.